Hi, welcome back to Dahlia in Bloom. It is I, Dahlia. Today's gonna be just a quick get ready with me while we chit chat and get caught up to date in my life. I've been feeling a little down, and so I just needed like a little diary, if you will, just to vent. And also just to look back and be able to track and know what was going on in my life at this time. So yeah, get ready with me.
I win the war, think about it and remember everything you fighting for. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. If it don't bring peace, gotta learn when to leave. So grow and bloom like a new Dahlia. You got the loud, put it in my kind of style.
Let's get ready together. I blow dried my hair, but it didn't really come out the way that I wanted it to. So this is what we're working with. It's just gonna be a light makeup day because I honestly feel like I just want to cry today. I feel extremely stressed and overwhelmed, and so part of me just wants to cry. So I figured we're not doing that. We're not gonna sit here and cry. So the next best thing is to distract ourselves, and this is my outfit. Elf primer. I did get a facial the other day, and maybe I should have washed my makeup brushes because now I'm breaking out here and here, here. Today is also the last day of my monthly cycle, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Just saying. Let's really quickly do our brows using the Rare Beauty. Also, this mirror was my grandmother's, and I took it from her vanity once she passed away. That sounds so like evil, but I promise you it's not like that. They let us take stuff, and so I took that and a brush, but I need to find a replacement head for the brush. Anyways, let's just talk about why I feel like I've been overwhelmed and stressed. I'm spot concealing all these little spots that I don't remember having. Also, I dermaplaned my own face, so maybe that also has to do with these sudden unwelcome guests. While that's settling down, I'm going to color correct my under eyes. I've already had coffee and breakfast today, and I feel like I'm dragging my behind as far as like energy. But why am I so stressed? So for one, as you all know, I was furloughed from my job back December 19th and still actively working, however. Okay, we're blending these out. So yeah, still actively working and assisting as needed, but this foundation's a little too dark for me, but we're just gonna go in with a little bit of it. When I say a little bit, I mean that's just gonna have to do one little pump. I've never done one pump of foundation ever for a whole face. So it's still been stressful trying to find a job, and then like my resume wasn't up to date with the whole AI generation era of things, so I had to get that updated. Yeah, I don't know, just like feeling like imposter syndrome. I'm still trying to figure out like what concealers I like the best. So if you see me trying a bunch of different concealers, mind your business. I like a brighter under eye, and I haven't been able to achieve that with the foundations that I've been purchasing, but I purchased them, so we're going to use them, okay? This is the MAC Studio Fix in NC 25, I believe. Yeah, NC 25. 24-hour max studio fix. However, I just love how thick and full coverage my My tape, oh my God. Okay, let's try that again. I like this concealer, however, I love the Tarte Shape Tape. Like, it's just so thick and full coverage, so I end up putting that on at the end. So yeah, work is a little stressful. I feel like I'm still trying to help and do what I can where I can. I'm losing motivation though, and then they talk about like, so if y'all recall when I said that I was still being asked to help, they said under the premise that if we don't get funded, then I'm not getting paid. And so that is starting to become a little bit more of a reality. You know, I'm in accounting, so I see the funds and I see it starting to dwindle down. It's scary because although I don't necessarily need the funds, they're nice. Like, it's nice to have my own money to go do what I want. Like, I'm hosting a Galentine's party this weekend, you know, but if I have to rely on my boyfriend to pay all the bills, then I feel like I can't do those things. My boyfriend would never tell me. He's been super supportive through all this. But, you know, I like to have my own money to go get my nails done, to go get my hair done, to go, like, just be me. And, yeah. I will say I have been smart. I have been paying off my debts and then saving. So, because you never know. The job market is tough right now. I think I'm going to make a whole video on things that like I've encountered in the job market and how that's been going for me. And then the other thing that has me extremely just stressed at the moment, my sweet, sweet son, you know, I'm a dog mom. My baby, or whatever. I've never done this where I like drag it right here, but we're gonna see how that goes. This week, things have been a little bit harder. If I wasn't already emotionally drained, this week for sure has me out of it. My sweet baby boy, Cooper, he hit his head the other day on our glass coffee table. He hit it a couple weeks ago, but he's kind of clumsy. But he was fine, you know? And then he hit it again on Saturday night. I was at Target, and when I came home, I heard it through the front door. And I was like, ooh, what was that? Like, I thought my boyfriend, like, dropped something on the coffee table. And then when he opened the door, he was like, Cooper hit his head. And I was like, oh, shoot. But we didn't think nothing of it. Like, he's hit his head before, you know? And it's just kind of like, oh, poor baby, like, that hurts. Like, you could just kind of rub it for him, you know? But this time Sunday, he woke up and he couldn't see. He had trouble outside seeing. Like, the next morning when my boyfriend took him to the restroom, he couldn't see. And we thought, like, okay, maybe he has a concussion. Like, we thought, like, he was just struggling to, like, adapt, like, light sensitivity. And so we thought, y'all are probably like, dang, girl, you put a lot on your nose. I know, I typically don't, but whatever. ColourPop in the angel face. So we thought, like, okay, he'll be okay. Maybe it's just light sensitivity, but we noticed his eyes looked a little red and it gradually got a little worse. So I took him to the vet Tuesday because I was like, no, like, something's not right. Like, let's take him to the vet. So I took him Tuesday, and they didn't confirm nor deny the concussion, but he said, yeah, his eyes, it's not glaucoma because there's not pressure building up in his eyes. He was like, but without further testing, I can't. But his pupils are responding. So he said, he didn't confirm nor deny the concussion, but he said it's not glaucoma because there's no pressure in the eye. And then he said his pupils were not responding, but he doesn't think it could be SARDS, which is sudden acquired retinal detachment, I think. He said he doesn't think it's that just because he wasn't, like, peeing more than usual before, like, certain symptoms, you know? So he was like, I really don't know what it could be. He was like, but he will have to go see an ophthalmologist for further testing. Like, there's not much they can do there at the vet. So I did schedule Cooper's appointment. So it is this Monday at 3 p.m. Monday the 9th. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the 9th. So hopefully they give us some news. And I'm really hoping that it's just a concussion and that he will regain his vision. I'm being hopeful, but in the same sense, I'm not being delusional. If it happened out of nowhere, then I think I would be more like, okay, he's just going blind, because he is currently blind. It got a little bit worse. We think he can see shadows, but we don't know. We don't know if he's just like hearing really well, and so that's why he's able to like gauge where you are. Because my boyfriend's like stood in front of him and went like this before as I was talking to like mask any possible noise, and he came straight to his hand. So we think like he can see a little bit of something, you know? Yeah, so if it were just like sudden out of nowhere, I think I would be a little bit more concerned that I mean, not even more concerned. I think I would just be more understanding that like, okay, he's going blind. But he just turned 4 Sunday, the day that everything happened. And it was after like a pretty bad head injury. So that's why I'm leaning more towards it's a concussion. And I've seen, I've heard of people like losing sight. Nobody personally that I know, but I've heard of people like losing sight. And even ChatGPT said it's common sometimes to lose your sight after a concussion, but it can't come back. It takes like weeks, days, if not weeks. He's currently on I think today's day 6. Today's Friday. So it's day 6 of post-injury. So it's been tough seeing him like scared to come in our bedroom, or like yesterday and today he's not eating, but he is eating snacks. We also like spoiled him Sunday because it was his birthday with like a whole bunch of snacks, and so he's always been like that. Like he's always kind of had that little personality where if you spoil him with snacks, you're gonna struggle to get him to eat regular food the next couple of days. So I'm concerned, but not too bad. Yesterday was the first day that he didn't drink any water though, so I am watching that because I don't want him to get dehydrated. I do think it could also be like maybe he's a little sad, so like maybe a little depressy pants because he's having vision issues. I don't know, but yesterday was Thursday, so Wednesday he woke up because we've been letting him sleep in our room, although he has his bed out in the living room, which that is where he is now. But he woke up Wednesday super scared to even get out of the room. But it was a complete 180 yesterday. Yesterday morning he woke up great. I woke him up slowly, which was a difference. Yesterday I like turned on my candle warmer, and then I just turned on a lamp, the one that I'm using, but like I put it on a low setting, and then super I put it on a like warm setting and then super low, and just kind of let him sit with that for a little bit. I do think that helped because then whenever I called him to go out to the living room to his room, he like ran out there, so it was better. Today he woke up a little scared to get out the room, so I've been asking like ChatGPT, and it says those are all common like typical symptoms. So ChatGPT is very reassuring that this isn't something that's going to be irreversible. They said the symptoms don't lead to SARS and don't lead to any of that. We have been giving him aspirin, which I don't know if that's a good thing. We did a low dose, and it's like the coated one. I don't know if that's good or not. We gave it, today was his third day. I didn't want to keep giving it to him, but I noticed the redness in his eyes came back, because it is both eyes. So what does our life look like now? This is all over the place, I know, and I'm so sorry, but my life, like my brain just isn't organized lately. I've been on like 2 cups of coffee a day and still exhausted. Yeah, I think I'm just like stressed and overwhelmed. So yeah, for now we're staying hopeful that, look, I'm using this old lipstick. So sorry, my boyfriend called me because he's at court because he got traffic violations. Anyways, so this is the hair. This is her. She's styled. Whatever. She looks better after being in those rollers, so that's great. But let's see what's left. Yeah, so we're treating it as a concussion for now, so keeping like the lights low, no loud noises, even trying to keep like any disagreements or like little yelling between us to a minimum. Any like shows, we're trying to make sure that they're not too loud. Just being super like patient and calm with him. Also, he is bumping into things a lot, so we moved things back to where they were because we were in the middle of cleaning when he lost his vision, so we had like moved the coffee table, so we had to move everything back. I bought foam rollers yesterday to essentially baby proof the coffee table so he wouldn't hit it with his head anymore. Oh my god, how much that has been a lifesaver in just, I mean, it hasn't even been a full 24 hours since we've had it, but we've seen him bump into the foam rollers a few times already, so it's like, thank God I put that on there. It is 11:46. I'm going to make me a second cup of coffee this morning and just really dive into work. I have a lot that I need to get done. Fun times. And it's just like, honestly, this is all so sad, and I'm like fingers crossed that his vision is going to come back, but I do have to say that it has brought my boyfriend and I like together a little bit more because we have a problem together that we are resolving, and we have to be super nurturing and kind and patient and strong for one another. Mind y'all, that was his dog before we got together, so it was just him and Cooper for 2 years. Although he was my boyfriend's dog first, he's very much my baby. We've been baby proofing and just trying to make it easy for him. I have full faith that his vision will come back, but if not, then we are treating him as normal as possible, but still helping him navigate through the new obstacle of getting adjusted, you know? So it's so sad though, because if he were a little human, then he can at least tell you with his words what he's feeling, but he's a dog, so it's so hard. Like, you just kind of got to watch his face, and then he still like looks at you, so I don't know if he can see or if he can see shadows, but his little eyes still look the same. His pupils are very dilated though, which ChatGPT said is normal for a concussion, so I don't know. And no, I'm not being delusional. I'm not like relying like ChatGPT is a doctor and like what she says is Bible. No, I'm not delusional, but it is reassuring to know like, okay, it could be temporary. Why does it sound funny? But we won't know until further testing is done on Monday. Fingers crossed, it's all good news. But anyways, that's my little life update at the moment. If you all want to keep up with me and Cooper's story, then come back for more.